everyone, Sheree here. Today I'm going to be creating a double page spread to go into my pocket page album. So each page is going to be 6 by 8 in size. So I'm using the gorgeous Shay kit. It's a new kit this month from Felicity Jane. And I've got a couple of the pages already cut to size, so they're in the 6 by 8. I've chosen these two papers from the kit. This floral is absolutely gorgeous, so beautiful. And I'm pairing that with this pink stripe. So I've got a couple of bits and pieces already cut out here. This spread today is very heavy on the journaling. So as you can see here, my journaling is quite long and it's a full page. So it's actually about a recent scare I had a few weeks ago where I had to go through having a couple of biopsies and they thought maybe I had breast cancer. It was absolutely terrifying. It was an awful, an awful time. Basically felt like the world stood still. They found 2 areas that I had to have biopsies on, but I'm so thankful to say that I got the all clear. But I really wanted to get my thoughts on what happened during that period down on paper, because it was such a big thing that happened in our little family. So I've got that all typed out, ready to go, and I've just got a simple photo of myself. I snapped this shot before I knew what was going to happen. This is when I was just waiting to be taken in for my first mammogram, so I just took a quick photo in the waiting area there before I went in. So that's the photo I'm going to use on this spread. As you can see, I've already got some twine tied around that, and I'm using this cute little charm here. I'll just see if I can get it to focus. If I can just get it to focus there. Almost. Oh, I really want you to see that because it's a butterfly, but you might be able to see a bit better down there. Anyway, it's a little butterfly charm, and that was from the Denise Charms pack, which was a few months ago. So I'm using one of those. It's just tied onto the twine there. So that is sitting there ready. So the other items I have here from the Shay kit to use on this spread today are some of the puffy word stickers. Absolutely loving these. I've got the arrows and ampersands, so I think I'll be using one of the arrows there. The Shay chipboard set, which I'm using for part of my title. I've also got the Reagan alphabet stamp set, and I'm going to be using this for the first part of my title, and I've also got the metal dies that match, and I like to keep the dies in the same pack as the stamp so that I just have to grab that one thing out when I want to use them, and I've got it all there ready to go. Alright, I've got a couple of the die cuts there also, and I'm thinking I might have to use the metal dies. These are the Shay tag stamps. So the stamp set is included in the kit, and you can get the metal dies that match separately, and I have to say this is one of my absolute favourite die sets that Felicity Jane have put out, and I know that I'll be going to be using this over and over. So those things are there ready to go, so I will pop you on fast forward and show you how I'm going to put this spread together today. Okay, so I'm going to start sticking these pages together. I've got my journaling going onto that pink striped paper, and I've just cut it so it's slightly larger than the journal piece, and then that whole piece is going onto that beautiful floral. For the first page, I've got a strip of plain white cardstock, and I'm going to tuck that floral strip just under the left hand side. So I just need to line that up as straight as I can. And then this whole piece is going to be layered onto that 6 by 8 piece of pink striped paper. Okay, getting that nice and straight. So now I'll grab my sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around the outside of the journaling and down the 2 strips on that first page as well. So the stitching's done. I'm going to work on the second page first because I'm keeping that really simple. I'm just adding this label to the top left hand corner, and then I've got those puffy word stickers to go on there as well, which say the details. So keeping this second page all about the journaling. I'm not going to add anything else to that page. So that one is done. And now I'm going to move on to the first page. So I've got my photo there. I'm just going to add it to the page just on a slight angle. So that's on there now. I've got my floral die cut piece that I'm going to add a little foam dot behind just to raise it up a little bit off the page. Tuck it in behind that twine. Okay, so next up I'm going to work on my title. So I've got half of the title made from the cardstock alphabet stickers, and they're there. I'm going to stamp the rest of the title very shortly. I'm just adding a couple more of those puffy word stickers which say life stories. Just added those to the front of that floral die cut, and now I'm reaching for my stamps and some plain white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp the words good news. And it doesn't really matter, I'm not trying to line these up or anything, I just need to get them onto this cardstock, and then I'm going to cut them out using the matching dies. So I need to just stamp up another O. There is only one of each letter in the stamp set, so just had to stamp that one again. And now I'm going to reach for the matching dies. These are the Reagan alphabet metal dies, and I'm going to just line them up over the top of each letter as best I can. So these other particular letters are a little bit more solid, so you can't see the actual stamped letter underneath, but the little dots that you can see on the back of that die, I just lined up where I could see black, and it turned out pretty well. So as you can see, they're looking pretty good. I did have to go back and cut that second O, but that is now done, and I can go ahead and line these up on my page. So I've got the good news, you are fine as my title. And now I can go ahead and start sticking all these down. I won't make you watch me stick all of those down, but I do end up using my T-square ruler just to help me line those up and keep each of those words nice and straight. You'll see very shortly I've got my T-square ruler in action there, just finishing off with those stamped letters. Okay. Alright, so the title is now in place. So I can move on to adding another couple of little things to this page to finish it off. Alright, so I decided to use the tag builder die just to cut out a simple tag. I've got the plain white tag and the other little piece that goes over the top of the hole. So I'm just going to add that with a bit of double-sided tape. And I was going to just tuck this tag in behind the photo. I'm not actually adding any information to this tag, so it's really just to add another layer in behind that photo. So because I had the double-sided tape on the back of the photo, it didn't quite slide down properly, so I'm just going to trim the bottom half of that off, and then I can just tuck it in behind that top edge, and that is fine. Just tuck that twine down the side there. So I'm now going to add this cardstock foam arrow, which points you to the journaling on the other page, and then I just need to add the date using my Felicity Jane roller date stamp just under the photo there, and this spread is done. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I've put this one together today. Let me know if you've got any questions, just leave it down below and I'll go back to you as soon as I can. There'll also be a link to Felicity Jane down below as well, and I'll see you again soon with another project. I'll leave you with some close-up photos. Thanks for joining me today. See you soon.